Imagine a man so wealthy that the keys to his treasures alone required 60 strong mules to carry them. A man that kings envied and entire nations dreamed of being. Yet, in a single, terrifying moment, the earth swallowed him whole, along with every piece of his fortune, as if he had never even existed. Who was this man? What could he have possibly done to deserve such a devastating divine punishment? What did he say when people tried to give him good advice? And what happened when they watched him sink into the ground right before their very eyes? Stay with me as we uncover the story of Qarun, the richest man of his time, and learn how his immense wealth turned from a blessing into his ultimate destruction. Long ago, during the time of the prophet Moses, peace be upon him, there lived a man among the children of Israel. His name was Qarun. He wasn't always the villain of this story. In fact, he was once known for his knowledge and righteousness. Some narrations even mention he was a relative of Moses himself. He was a man who used to read and teach the Torah, respected for his piety. But then, Allah tested him with wealth, immense, unimaginable wealth, and that's when everything changed. Qarun began to accumulate treasures that were beyond anyone's wildest dreams. The Quran describes his fortune in a truly powerful way. We gave him such treasures that even their keys would burden a group of strong men. Just think about that for a second. We're not talking about the treasure itself, but just the keys to the treasure rooms. Imagine the sheer scale of it. His palaces overflowed with gold and silver. His lands stretched further than the eye could see. He was surrounded by servants, horses, and every conceivable luxury. But instead of showing gratitude for these blessings, pride filled his heart to the brim. He began to look down on people, walking through the streets with an arrogant swagger. He would humiliate the poor and flaunt his riches at every opportunity. When righteous people from his community tried to advise him, they said, "Do not rejoice with arrogance. Allah does not love those who are boastful. Instead, seek the hereafter with what Allah has given you, and do good to others, just as Allah has done good to you." But Qarun replied with the 4 words that sealed his fate. "This is from my knowledge." He truly believed his wealth was a product of his own intelligence, his own hard work, his own brilliance. He completely forgot that every single blessing, big or small, comes directly from God. He took all the credit, and in doing so, he showed the ultimate ingratitude. One day, to make his point, Qarun decided to put on a grand spectacle. He paraded through the city in a magnificent procession, draped in golden garments, riding the finest horses, surrounded by a legion of guards and servants. It was a jaw-dropping display of power and luxury. As he passed, the people watching split into 2 groups. The first group, dazzled by the glamour, said, "Oh, if only we had what Qarun has. Truly, he is a man of great fortune." They were completely mesmerized by his worldly success. But the second group, the people of true knowledge and wisdom, responded with a warning. "Woe to you! The reward of Allah is far better for those who believe and do good deeds." They saw through the glitter and gold, understanding that true success lies not in material possessions, but in faith and righteousness. And then it happened, the moment that shook the very earth. Suddenly, without any warning, the ground beneath Qarun began to tremble. It cracked wide open, a gaping chasm appearing right under his feet. He panicked, trying desperately to escape, but it was far too late. The earth began to swallow him. First, his feet disappeared, then his legs, then his entire body was pulled down into the abyss. Along with him went his palace, his treasures, his servants, his entire empire. Gone, vanished in mere moments. The very same people who had envied him just the day before now stood in shock and awe. They looked at the empty space where he once stood and said, "Indeed, it is Allah who enlarges provision for whom He wills, and restricts it. Had Allah not been gracious to us, He could have caused the earth to swallow us too." They learned a powerful lesson that day about the true nature of wealth and fortune. So, where are Qarun's treasures today? They are buried deep beneath the earth, useless, forgotten, and serving no purpose. His story remains as a timeless and powerful warning for all of humanity. Wealth is not a prize, it is a test. Arrogance leads only to destruction. And it is gratitude that saves us. This world and all its riches are temporary, but the hereafter is eternal. True richness is not found in gold or silver. It is found in humility, in faith, and in a grateful heart. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.